What's up, guys? It's Eric here. Today we're VOD reviewing a game from a Rank 1 North America dish soap. After all the VOD reviews I did of my own games and Joe Bookmark games and everyone else's games, I thought, all right, let's go back to the basics. VOD review Rank 1 North America. Uh, by many accounts, the strongest player on the entire server. Maybe some could even say the world. I mean, would I be as bold to go that far? Maybe. In any case, Dish Soap has been tearing up on ladder recently. He lost rank 1 at one point, and now he's got it back. I mean, this is just how these things are. It's very, very hard to maintain. So someone like Dish Soap holding it for so long is really just a testament to his own skill. Also, I'm going to be playing against this guy in a couple of days in Stream a Cup. So maybe I can steal some of his tech and make the matchup a little bit more balanced. I still think, I mean, I hope to get to the point where I can be, 75% the player that Dish Soap is. In any case, we're in Thresh's Sanctum. We have some AP items start. We have a Cassiopeia pair. No other Noxus unit, so like Noxus start we can play for. Also, of course, Dish Soap is Ornn, so we're not going to be like pre-leveling for Stars is Born or anything like that. Looks like a 5-item opener. Yeah, it is. And he just gets to hold a decent number of pairs. Latent Forge is on hard social distancing. I find that Dish Soap does not like this Latent Forge augment so much. I, in this situation, seeing 0 upgrades would definitely go for it, but yeah, I'm not surprised that he rerolls it and just goes for social distancing here. Is just going to try to play around strongest board, and he doesn't have the worst board of all time. He gets to get in 3 challengers here. He can slam some AP items onto Samira. I don't know. What would you guys build in this situation? There's actually like a lot of different stuff that can be built here. I think Shojin is a fantastic item to build on Samira. The problem is then your item slams after Shojin are a little bit awkward. Maybe like a Shojin Titan's Resolve and then save the rod. Other option he was hovering is like a static shiv, like Gunblade or something, but I don't love that. I kind of like just Shojin Titans and then play for like a Kaisi Yasuo game from here. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. But curious to see what Dish Soap goes for here, um, because I mean there's actually a lot of options when you have a 5-item start like this. A lot of other people like we just saw someone else who had built it was Hodge plus Shojin maybe, who definitely looked like they're angling Kaisi Yasuo. He's gonna opt for Guinsoo here, so slightly weaker item on Samira, but it means he's gonna be angling for more of like AD this game, more of like a Felios or a Zeri game. So yeah, Guinsoo's Protector's Vow is I guess the other option that would be uh more like AD focused. We can't make 10 here, man. This is this makes me feel bad after playing so many games of Caitlyn. Like I see this spot and I'm like, man, why aren't we making 10? It's 2-2. We should be making 20 gold by now. But all good. It's fine. 2-2, not making 10. And that's just TFT. But yeah, like if we win this fight, we can't even really make 10 because you don't really want to sell the Irelia pair. I would imagine. I'd be surprised if you sold it. But yeah, so we end up having I would say like slightly weaker items early. I mean, I would say the Protector's Vow is stronger than Titans, but the Guinsoo is much weaker than the Shojin on the Samira here. But it means that we're gonna play for more AD setup. So like this person had like Hodge plus Rod Slam. It might have been that he judged that there are a lot of Kaisi Suo players potentially, and so he thought that this angle would be like a lot more open. So I could definitely see it. You'd like to hold the Karma in this situation for level up, I imagine. I guess you could hold the Ash as well, just to make like your game a little bit easier. My phone buzzed, but it wasn't that loud. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. If you did, I'm sorry. I just moved it. I just moved it. I put it on my other. I need to like have a mental note where every time I start recording, I move my phone and put it on my other desk. But all good. But yeah, so it looks like he's looking to hold Ash here instead of the Karma. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're going to play for this version, like if you're going to be playing towards a Zeri or Felios board, you do want to potentially hold on to this Ash. It just feels a little bit bad because Karma is such a better level up, I would say, than the Ash. I mean, ideally, you just level up and get 4 Challenger in, but it's not the easiest thing to get in this situation. You'd have to find a Callista. Okay, so we have the sword open. Ideally, we'd go for Deathblade here. GS is not like the worst thing I've ever heard of, but it's not amazing. I'd probably just take a tank at him here, like 3-cost Giant Spell or 3-cost Chain. Yeah, I like this. I probably would have ideally gone for the giant spell, but it got nabbed, so this makes a lot of sense. And we'll just play for tank items. Worst case, I mean, giga worst case, this could be Edge of Night, but it's not ideal. Okay, and so he levels here. It's Robotic Arm. So that's, I mean, that's really, really good direction to potentially play for Zeri. Um, he's gonna fit Noxus in here with the Cassiopeia. Yeah, I like this a lot. Wow, yeah, this is definitely strongest. It just feels a little bit bad that like some of our synergies are now kind of awkward. Like we're randomly playing this set with just zero synergies in whatsoever, but like we don't want to have to like sell the set. Yeah, it's a little bit of an awkward setup, but I mean, I think this is definitely strongest board for now, especially because we slammed items on set. Maybe you could make the argument that if we hadn't, you could just fit Warwick in, and at least that's another challenger. Um, but you know, because we have items on set, we kind of have to play around him. And hey, like level 6 will probably be quite a strong board. Samir pair here is really good. Probably end up having to sell the Echo here and making 20. Yep. And okay, we might end the stage out with a 3 streak. We did lose our potential 5 streak just barely on 2-2, which feels kind of bad. Like we could actually very reasonably 5 streaking here. And wow, he's gonna sell this set here just to move items over. Wow, okay. So yeah, he doesn't care that much about his level 6. He just cares about making his board as strong as possible here. Looks like he was gonna win this fight anyway. But maybe if he fought someone stronger like Jazz Latte, this maybe could have swung it. Because the board definitely gets stronger this way. The problem is just like it makes your level 6 probably a little bit weaker. Like normally on 6 we could be adding in like Warwick, we could be adding in like Ionia. So yeah, interesting decision there. I don't know if I would have gone for that, but like I mean, I think you really want to play for his 3 streak here, which makes sense. Now the question becomes, what is your level up going to be here? I mean, I guess it can still just be Warwick for 3 challenger, but that feels kind of awkward at this point. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess ideally you find 4 challenger, cut out the second Samira. The other thing is that double Samira is kind of insane. Like one of the best units to play doubles of on your board. All right, this is probably just gonna be gargoyles for frontline. I'd have to imagine it does kill an important component though in this comp, so it's actually not so obvious. Like Gargoyles is by far the best slam here. The problem is that you're killing like BT component. If you want to play, you know, like you're gonna build items on Urgot late game in like either version of the comp. I think you kind of have to make it though, yeah. But it feels a little bit bad. Like ideally, we would be able to keep this cloak, make BT, but like you can't create items that hard. So yeah, I think this makes sense. Oof, this is a strong board that we're fighting here. This person went 6. They have a Swain 2, they have a Samira 2. I mean, there's no way we're ever beating this board. They also look like they're angling AD angle as well. So it looks like we're gonna be quite contested. I wonder if the other angle would have been less contested if we played for like Kaisi Yasuo this game. Um, because I mean, like this person definitely looks like they're angling some kind of AD board. There's someone else with like a Gwynsu slammed who's definitely angling AD. Maybe he just thinks it's way stronger. Three's a crowd gets like literally zero value right here. Give my bow is not terrible, but it's not great. Yeah, the question is Comet Caster. I kind of like Comet Caster. We don't really need another bow in this situation. I mean, it'd have to be like RFC, but I don't really love RFC here. Yeah, he ends up even just slamming the GS once he hits Samira too. Wow, okay. Um, let's see. What can we play here? He's gonna play Deadeye on this board is potentially his strongest. I mean, there's not much else to be played. You can't play for Chali. We don't have for Chali yet. You can't fit an Ionia. We don't have Ionia yet. Yeah, it's actually a slightly rough spot. We could play like Warwick plus Set for more frontline, but he opts to just have more backline, and he gets the utility from the Ash. So I can definitely see this. I like this. And yeah, he even slammed the GS, which is kind of surprising to me. But I mean, I could see it. I could see it for sure. Just to try to tempo slam. Yeah. So he's 89 HP here, not about. Ooh, wow. Okay. I mean, this has to be his strongest board. I'd probably play the Warwick over Kaisa, maybe? I don't think Kaisa 1 is doing that much with 0 items here. But I mean, that's a quite a good shot. The only question is, I mean, we can't really play challengers from this spot. I mean, maybe he's thinking that we can. Okay. Like, I'm not really, because he sold the Warwick. Um, like in so that he could hold the Kaisa, but I mean, I guess if you're playing challengers, you're probably not holding the Warwick. Okay, so he's probably not like actually playing like Kaisa Yasuo from here. It's just the items are like way too awkward. Like Winsu is like not BIS on Kaisa or Yasuo, obviously. It's okay on Kaisa, but like as a last resort. And then like GS as well. Like if you had to make like GS Winsu Kaisa, I think you'd be pretty sad compared to putting those items on like a Zeri or an Aphelios or something. So yeah, we have no open components here. I honestly like a death blade in a situation like this. Probably just have to take a tank item here. I guess it's like a tier. Is it tier? Okay, he ends up taking tier. I wonder about cloak. Like the more I think about it, the more I kind of like cloak, but it is like you're paying 2 gold to get a cloak instead of a tier, and the tier can be like Hodge for an Urgot or something. I just like the cloak for potential. Like, it's beauty, it's QSS, and it's Renons. Whereas this tier is like basically just Hodge, or yeah, just Hodge. You don't really want a second protector. His redemption's not bad either. Yeah, I think I would have gone for the cloak there, but it's a really interesting question actually because you know like usually you would just default to the tier because it is like, you know, it's 2 more gold that you're getting in your pocket for free. But yeah, interesting choice there. Also depends on what he's playing. Like if you're playing around Zeri, then QSS becomes a lot better. He does have the robotic arm, so I would think he would want to play around Zeri, and I think Zeri's just like a lot better than Aphelios, but we'll see what we can hit. Right? It's really not his choice whether he plays Zeri or Felios. It's just based on like what Mortdog says that he can play, and hopefully he gets to Zeri. Though we do see this person is wow. Wait, they have Zon +1 and they had a Zon spatula. I don't know where they get the Zon spat from. I guess they got Tome off creeps because like there's nowhere else that you could get that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure their augment was the Zon +1, so that's kind of insane. They're gonna be able to easily play for 6 Zon, and if they have the Zon Explode mod, then I mean their game is like already almost guaranteed top 4. Though I didn't actually see what their HP was, but it's 48. Not the worst. They could Giga Miss in bot 4, but their spell looks really good. That player as well, though we just fought really low, but they have Transfusion Tiny Titans, which is a pretty sick combo. Get some extra value out of. Oh my god, transfusion. Okay, well, speaking about like potentially Kaisa Yasuo being contested, that person already had Yasuo 2 and a Kaisa. This person's holding on to Yasuo. Looks like both lines that we could have potentially played this game were pretty contested. And to be fair, they're both very solid lines. So we'll see. We will see what we're able to play this game based on round we're gonna hit here. I assume we have to roll a good bit on 7 to actually stabilize our board. Um, the other thing that we could do is just like sack and go fast 8, but yeah, like this board looks pretty pitiful for now. Need like one more good upgrade. Okay, this is probably enough to stop on. We can actually like really fit in lists without. Yeah, like I guess you have to do something like this. He's not gonna cut Noxus. He's gonna play this. I mean, Noxus is really valuable here, but yeah, you want to get the list in for sure. And then I think he was looking at potentially cutting Taric for what there for Challenger with the Irelia, which I like. Okay, this makes sense to me. His strongest board. That's actually a pretty hard puzzle to figure out there because there's a lot of stuff you can put in and take out. And like, yeah, you do really want to keep Noxus in here. Oh, he does sell the Aurelia, so maybe he's not even fitting Aurelia back in. Maybe he's just saying this is gonna be my board. Ooh, Unified looks really good here. I probably like that over the other options. Even Glacial Breeze. Yeah, I like Unified here. Just a very solid augment. We already have the Armor Noir from Gargoyle, though. You do have to position for it, though. For sure, he's gonna have to change his positioning. Yeah, okay, looks good. Oh, I'd probably go with the other positioning. I don't love frontline lists, but it is list too. So maybe it's fine. But I mean, I'd just prefer frontline Kled to frontline lists. But oh yeah, you can just cut Kled here, getting Cassiopeia, and the board gets a lot stronger. I like this. Ooh, okay. We got to make sure this list isn't getting. I mean, it's probably not the worst. Like, I don't love positioning like this, where like the list is just gonna get blown up pretty fast. I mean, she's guaranteed to get a cast off. I mean, I guess you have to frontline list now that you have Kled cut, because you're you don't have another frontliner. So I guess it has to be frontline list here. But like this positioning, wow, are we gonna win this fight? It's just like this positioning is the one of the few ways we can actually lose this fight. Is if our backline gets sniped, because like you saw like without Swain in the middle there, that fight's actually pretty hard. But then like versus other people, we really want Swain on the side where he's gonna take a lot of aggro. Like right side here. If they have their carries on the right side, it's good. But like if they have their carry on the left side, if we fight like a Zerion or Felios all the way on the left side here, just like some of those boards we just looked at, like this can be really rough. So yeah, he's gonna end up just putting the Swain in the middle. So at least he's gonna tank for something. Liz is going to die pretty fast, but she's always gonna get a cast off with these augments, which is nice. This is a pretty scary board that we're fighting actually with the random Gwen 2 item holding for Urgot. Kind of smart from this player Int. And we're a little bit broke in this situation because we rolled a bit at 7. There's no Stars is Born in this setup. So we probably have to sack 2 more and then just go 8 on 5-1 and find our board. That's what I would imagine. We have Cloak open here. Ideally, it would have been a BT. It can still be QSS, right? Don't we have open Samir slot? Oh, but it can't be that. We have open tier, right, on Samir. I forgot about the tier. Okay, he's gonna go for Cloak there potentially, but misses. Someone else gets it before him, and he has to take another tier, which kind of sucks. I mean, I guess it could be like blue buff, and then like eventually we move that somewhere. You probably don't ideally want it to be that. Okay, he's just gonna make the blue buff. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, blue is your best slam for now, but like we're really soon gonna get into another fight or into another comp here. So I'm actually kind of surprised about the blue buff because like it's very bad for if we're playing Aphelios later. But I mean, like you can just slam it on lists. It's like a little bit not the best, but it's not horrible. So that's where it's gonna have to go. I would imagine, unless we do some like insane pivot into Ahri this game, which like I mean we have blue buff GS, but we'd really like some kind of like actual third Ahri item if we wanted to play Ahri, and we'd have to like find the Ahri, of course. And we'd have to find like all the RE pieces, we'd have to find Ionia. So yeah, probably not. But yeah, like this player, they have 3 Urgots out of the pool. The Zeri player has no Urgots yet, but of course they have the Zeri. That person has Urgot. There was, yeah, there's just so many Urgots out of the pool. This comp is so contested. This game. The upside is we're really healthy, and so a lot of these people are gonna die soon. Like the Spades player. Ooh, actually, are they gonna die soon? Wait, let's look at their board. I mean, they're 13 HP, but they have Urgot 2 with a Radiant BT. They have a 30 stack T Hex. Like we just get 10 0'd. Really need someone strong to beat them. I don't know what the Ilac original light player was the player who was playing. I don't know. I remember commenting on their board, but I actually forget what it actually was that I commented on. Oh, he's gonna level here and start rolling here. He does find the Ahri. We could think about this potential Ahri pivot. It actually makes a decent amount of sense given the fact that it's gonna be pretty hard for us to hit the board that we want to go for. So yeah, maybe he's looking at an Ahri pivot here. The only problem is like now Gwynsu is a completely dead item, but it's not the worst. Ideally, we get dropped like a Rod here. We can make GG, and then our items actually look not even that bad. Dropped a tier here, and we can't actually see what the... Oh my god, Ahri pair? Okay, I mean, we have a little bit of gold left to roll, but if we can hit Ahri too, then you're chilling. I would probably look to cut Freljord at this point for the Heimer, but it is pretty expensive to get Heimer online. He's actually just going to get 3 Freljord in and play around Aphelios. Wow. Okay, so he's going to duo carry. He's going to duo carry Ahri Aphelios. What an interesting board. Oh my gosh. Hitting Shentu was a really big high roll. He doesn't have Ionia in yet, which feels bad. Would really like to get Ionia in here, I think. And then he finishes just Hodge on Ahri. Wow. I mean, I'm kind of. I mean, unless we high roll an Ahri too, I'm gonna. I feel like this Ahri is just gonna do no damage. But we'll see. Ionia would also help the Ahri at least like always guaranteed get to that third cast. Okay, now we hit Sedge too. Like we kind of have to play around this. I just feel like in situations like this, I really just prefer to play around Heimer compared to Freljord. Yeah, something like this. I mean, at this point, you kind of have to keep this stuff in, but like Heimer gives you the shred that Freljord um, actually gives you. The problem is like we can't actually really cut lists or anything here. Um, we need to get Karma in here, but where would you actually even fit a Karma if you hit one? I mean, you could do the Joe Bookmark strat and just cut something for you would cut like Lissandra for Shen, but like we're actually way too far from that to make that work. We get another Aphelios, but I'm pretty sure we sold our other Aphelios here. Yeah, I mean we are just playing around Ahri this game, which I do think I mean is the right call from our setup. And yeah, we're gonna win this fight. Wow, 3 item Ahri. Damage item's not even needed. We just win this fight anyway like a beast, and we get Shrinko here. I'm pretty sure you still take Shrinko here, because you're going to get out of this later. Um, we roll a Yasuo there, so he's not even really that interested in getting Ionia in. I mean, to be fair, um, Ionia's not as important when you have a mana item on Ahri, because like this blue buff is just gonna give her the mana that she needs. But I don't know. I still feel like it's really, really solid. I mean, ideally we'd be able to get in Karma. Um, we're Shadow Isles Rise. It's a really good rise. Like ideally we get in Karma over one of the non-invoker units and then just play 4 invoker here with Rise and Liss. Maybe we'd have to cut like Scion or something, but Scion's like such a good unit. But like we can't cut Liss or else we don't get the 4 invoker. I mean, I think eventually the board does become probably cut Liss, but we're like so far from that. But yeah, I mean, this is a really, really good example of how like a strong early game can put you into a great spot. This is not to brag, but this is how I played a lot of my Shrima Cup games, where you just play strong early game and then you stabilize a bit on this board that like it doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't even look that bad. Um, but yeah, Senna over wait, maybe we'll try playing like Senna over Liss. I mean, eventually like Liss is definitely cuttable here. Um, you can cut like Liss Sedge once you find like really good front line. I mean, to be fair, you already have like not even that bad a front line. Um, but yeah, I mean, I do think the Freljord is what should come out eventually, but like right now you can't really cut um you can't really cut a Sejuani to or a Lissandra to. Like you actually need them to actually have a strong board. Oh, he dodges Zephyr here really good, and Zephyr's the enemy Sona 3, which is really, really solid. This board he's fighting is kind of scary, but he did get through a lot of the front line. He might be okay. And his front line takes so long. Oh, this is such a close fight, but he's good, I think. Yeah, Sona can't finish the double cast there. I assume multicaster is in. And he gets a chain vest here. All right, so top 4 has been secured. But the question is, like, can he play for first this game? He needs an Ahri 2 to really feel like this board's stable, and I would think to get like Karma in ideally. But it's actually kind of tough. Like, you're not Scion, I would think. I mean, okay, here's the line. We just hit Scion 2, and then we cut Sejuani. Boom, and we're good. Like we don't need the Sejuani anymore for frontline once we have Cyan 2 for sure. We might not even need it right now. Like if we have a Karma, you might already just cut it. But I don't know if he's rolled over a Karma yet. I'm not actually sure what like if he would make that cut, because like it is kind of a big cut to cut this edge too. But like we have a lot of frontline and like more damage is really helpful. Obviously, you're not gonna get like Jin in here. That's kind of terrible. The only units we can think about are like Sejuani, or not Sejuani, but like Karma and Set. Um, and yeah, like I was saying, eventually I think the board does go something like cut List, cut Sedge, get in Set, and get in like Aatrox or something. And then just drop down into Invoker with the Rise. I think that's like the more capped version of the board, but you have to hit it to play it. So yeah. Another item here. Oh, there's Karma if he wants it. Obstatic Death Cap. He does pick up the Karma, so let's see what his board ends up being. He's rolling here just for like significant upgrades. He makes Karma 2 here. Is he gonna get it in over just the list? Okay. Then he's gonna move. Oh, very smart. Okay. So I was thinking of looking for like these are just our Ari items. We're done. But actually, he removes the Hodge and puts Death Cap on Ahri, which looks really, really good. This is going to be such a huge increase in damage, because before she had just like no AP from any source outside of Sorcerer. But now this Death Cap, she's going to do a lot more damage. To be fair, we're fighting like the world's tankiest board. Like this board is just insane. But like I don't know, the fact that this fight was only a 3-unit loss is actually insane, because this guy's board is nuts. Like they are very likely winning the lobby if we can't cap out high enough with like an Ahri too. But yeah, okay. I don't hate this version of the board. So the option I was thinking of is, instead of cutting that, we would basically be playing Lissandra over this Sejuani here, and we'd be getting in 4 Invoker, but of course we'd lose the Sejuani too. I mean, honestly, Shadowell's Rise is so strong. I'm not that sure that this version of the board is stronger, especially because it's not like we're itemizing Sejuani. I mean, the big thing is like Bruiser value onto like Scion and the Sejuani itself, but I don't know. Making this Rise cast faster is like really good. Like I don't know, Shadowell's. Wait, Shadowell's Rise can Shadowell's the turret? We just had a ghost turret there. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like Shadowell's Rise casting more frequently is so good. I think maybe once you hit Scion too, you can consider it even deeper. Wow, he just keeps rolling here. He has 4 5-cost pairs, but I mean he still cannot hit. And he sold Scion there. Why did he sell Scion? Um, just to get a couple more rolls in, I think, right? Like just to, oh, he sold it so that he could remake Edge of Night after he got the item and put it on Rise. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. It was a little bit bad that we have to lose Scion pair, but it's worth it, especially because like if we can win one fight, the game is just over. But winning one fight here is pretty tough. We are gonna have Carousel here. We could ideally find an Ahri 2, Heimer 2, Rise 2, all of which would be like really, really good here. But I mean, I think for now, this board that we're fighting should kind of dumpster us without Ahri 2. Maybe Ahri 2 can be like the saving grace here. I mean, the Ahri does a lot of damage, but yeah, like they just have so many units in. How much damage are we taking? I mean, surely we're not dead from 26, but yeah, down to 5. Ahri 2 off carousel one time. Oh my god, there is Ahri, but it's on the wrong side. Um, you just take like a shroud or something. This guy's just AFK and gives him Ahri 2? Oh my god, they DC'd. They DC'd for carousel, man. Their game like crashed or something. What? No way. Oh my god. That's an okay. You see his entire chat is spamming OKage business. That is an OKage business for sure. What is that? Okay. All good. He's gonna sell Heimer here, so we can potentially move over Gwinsu. And he is gonna pivot into the Senna here. Um in my head, I think that's just straight up worse, but maybe he thinks that the Senna gives him just like a ton of value on this board. I mean, it is Combat Caster Senna, which is kind of broken. Maybe it's just better. Yeah, it's Combat Caster Senna. Maybe it's just better. He does end up dying anyway, and going second. So, uh, rest in peace. Even with the RE2, but still a really, really cool game. Really cool how he navigated like potentially playing into Aphelios and then hitting the early RE, playing around the RE, playing the Aphelios for a little bit, pivoting his board back into like the full-on RE board. Really, really cool game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, check my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thank you, thank you.